Black Knight 94, and this is a review for Fairy Tail Chapter 484 and 485. Yeah, I think those are the chapters. But these two chapters for last week's review that I missed and this week's, they all had one overarching similarity, which was Eileen, as well as August and the negotiations, or at least the prelude to said negotiations. So from what we know, Brandish, or Randy, I don't know. I think it's Brandish. I think that's just the other bitch's nickname for her. But Brandish is going to be trying to negotiate for them, since she doesn't want to fight for them. Honestly, if she joined their side, that would be a little too much and a little too convenient. But then again, the negotiations themselves. And on a side note, it's good to see Mest back in the fold after, the revelation prior to the previous time skip that he was always a member of theirs. But that's just me loving the side characters, Aside from that, there wasn't, too much about him. So on top of that, back to last week's quickly, before I get into anything meatier. The little kiss. That was funny. That was actually hilarious. But, the fighting forces have been cut down significantly. Urza's heavily injured. Lanxus is down for the count. Lamia Scale has lost their, God Windslayer. That's a pretty big cut in their fighting forces. Aside from that, there's also the fact that, I don't know, there's a lack of any other real, not real combatant, but Sabretooth is heavily damaged. I mean, they look like they're fighting, well by the end of, last week's chapter. Plus with Gajeel and his 5 other monsters, including Levy. But, seems we finally get another Gajeel fight at the end of this week's. We got a little bit more on Eileen's personality, but not too much. We'll probably get a deeper insight on her character when it comes to her actual fight. So, we'll have to wait for that.
Tudo bem.
But aside from that, we also have, what else do we have? We also have a little touching moment between Lion and, Shelly, I think it was. Very touching. But, honestly, I'm more looking forward to seeing how real the scale of power for Eileen and August are. Are they really gonna be, that powerful compared to everyone else? Kind of like, Nanatsu no Taizai's Esterosa. That's a little, that kind of scaling. We'll have to see. I mean, honestly, they weren't bad chapters. They had enough story build-up. So we're getting to the next part of the war. We've got another prisoner. We've defeated another of the Spriggan 12. Honestly, it seems like the plot is moving along pretty nicely. I think we've met and defeated at least half of the Spriggan 12 by now. So we just have the other half to go. We don't have to worry about God Serena and some others. But even with God Serena gone, we still have August, Eileen, and Zuref himself. So,
Você tá certo.
we'll have to wait and see. For now, it just looks like, we're getting into another 2 battles. Gajeel's battle, and whatever, ensues from the negotiations. But the last big thing that I want to talk about is the first. I wanted to just, leave that aside so I could specifically talk about her. Her and Kana, and I liked that little Fairy Tail Zero reference to Zera. And I liked how the first, thought, if she was like her, treating the alcohol like it's her boyfriend. I don't know. I would say I could see that, but we only know the small bratty child version and the fake illusionary version. So I want to see how that turns out with the first thought projection. If that actually takes damage, will her real body be freed? That's one thing that may or may not be a major, plot point, like a little MacGuffin. But for now, that's all we really have. We'll just have to wait for next week's. So I honestly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like the channel, like the video. Check out my Twitter and my Facebook channel. For the channel. And I'm going for a, nice little goal of 50 subscribers by the end of the month. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Which you probably haven't. But that's all I got to say for today. Black Knight 94 out.